I was literally crawling to the end. I was like this. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. I can't do another assignment. I can't do another virtual simulation. Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Sharday and I create nursing content in things in your level up journey. So if that interests you, then go ahead and hit subscribe. Today will be a fun video. It will be the 10 things that I wish I would have done differently in my first semester of nursing school. So let's get into those topics. Number one, I would have gotten the busy work done, okay? If you guys do not know, nursing school has a lot of busy work. That is what makes it so stressful. It's not the material in itself, it's the amount of material that you have to do and the amount of time that you're given. We're able to see what chapters we're going to be working on what day, what's due. If there's homework, such as, I don't know, like a prep U that we do, where you're answering questions and you have to reach a certain mastery level in that chapter, you're able to work ahead in those. So I wish that I would have done more questions and got a lot of the busy work done first and foremost, so that way I could have spent more time focusing on my notes and focusing on what was said in class and focusing on the exams and focusing on sharpening up my actual physical skills. Number two, I wish I would have done more office hours and went over the questions that were missed on the exam, because I have noticed that I was repeating the same mistakes on some of the nursing, what do you call it? On the nursing rationales, right? The questions have a certain rhyme or reason to them, and you have to think like a nurse. You have to think about priority. You have to think about delegation. You have to think about what is right for the patient, you know, patient-centered care. You have to think about all of these things when you're answering one question, because these questions, you guys, are like a full 5-line paragraph long. And you know, there could be 4 right answers, but what is the most right? So I found myself making a lot of the same mistakes on a lot of these questions, and I just did not do office hours. Like, I don't know what it was. I think I did it one time and it didn't really help me, and so I just kind of like gave up on it when I should have gone to the other instructor and seen kind of what their style was to see if it would help me or not, because I don't feel like I gave it my all as far as going over the answers. Now, they did go over the answers after the exam itself, and I would answer in my head like, oh, okay, I did not pick that one, you know, because you could literally sit there and one question can stress you out so badly that you will have that question memorized, and so you know what the answers and the options were. So that would be a way of how I could kind of tell, like, oh, okay, yeah, I knew I missed that one. But I needed somebody to really break down that rationale, and I wish I would have done that. Number 3, I wish I wouldn't have picked up extra hours on spring break like my teacher had told me not to. She had said not to. She said, you guys, take this time to study, take this time to get ahead, take this time to rest, right? Even resting should have been more of a priority, but you know, when you're in nursing school and you're cut down on those hours because you're clearly at school and you're not making the amount of money that you were without school, but you know, when you make more money, you acquire more financial responsibility. So when nursing school hits and you have to lower those responsibilities down, or you can't, it kind of creates that stress. So this is like an extra tip, you guys. If you plan on pursuing a nursing career and you plan on going to school and you plan on doing all of these things, do not increase your expenses. So that way, when you're in school, you can maintain a smaller check and be okay and focus on your studies instead of worrying about all of these extra responsibilities. But anyways, I picked up on spring break and I'm like, okay, boom, like I'm ready, like I need to make some money. And I ended up saving a lot of money in that time, but I was tired. tired. I didn't even realize me taking that little break from work and working less, how much it was actually helping me with my studies, because once I started picking up more hours, my grades started to drop like 3%, 4% on each exam. So that's just something that I want to tell you guys, to not pick up extra hours, to just focus in on the semester and just get through it and sacrifice through the whole thing. You know, that money will come back. You can make it back up in the summer. Just focus on school, because I promise you that last month and a half, honey, I was literally crawling to the end. I was like this. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. I can't do another assignment. I can't do another virtual simulation. These clinical judgment activities are taking me 4 hours at a freaking time, on top of work, on top of like, I was crawling. So just be mindful of that. Number 4, I wish I would have studied test strategies more. Okay, there is a strategy to test taking in nursing school. It's not like, oh, okay, you know, I know the answer, great, da-da-da. You need to know these strategies. You need to know, okay, your ABCs, airway, breathing, circulation. You need to know what is the top priority, which is a lot of the times the safety of the patient. So you need to, what should the nurse do first? The nurse should make sure that the patient is safe. The nurse should make sure that the nurse is safe. The nurse should make sure that blah, blah, blah. Okay, safety, ABCs. What should the nurse do? She'll have to call the physician on this one. Is this within the nurse's scope of practice? You need to know that. You know, it's certain stuff like that. And as a new nursing student, you could be like, well, don't I have to call the provider first to do that? Or don't I have to? And your teacher would be like, nope, you can do that. That's your job as an RN. You need to do that. So you then answered, let me call the provider to make sure I'm doing this right. But the whole time the answer was that you can work in the autonomy of your license and you can help that patient without calling the provider. So it's certain really tricky questions like that that really get us slipped up in nursing school, y'all. It's hard. It's trick questions. Okay, so I wish that I would have studied test strategies a lot more. Number 5, healthier snacks. I wish I would have brought healthier snacks. I wish I would have drank more water. I wish I would have drank more smoothies, more things, you know, bringing nuts, you know, having nuts in my car, or, you know, bringing some grapes, bringing an actual lunch, because I am literally in class from 12:30 to 6:30 twice a week, on top of clinicals, on top of 2 weekend simulations on campus, on top of studying, on top of all of the stuff, right? So if you can imagine that kind of schedule on top of working on the low end of full time, you can imagine that I wasn't eating the absolute best. I was eating junk. I was drinking coffee like it was water, okay? And that's not good. You know, I'm starting to learn that, you know, you operate and you study better when you have healthy brain food to study off of, because that caffeine, child, it kept me up, but I don't think it necessarily kept me high functioning. It just like got the job done. So I'm gonna have me some coffee now, but I'm definitely gonna get back into the water and basically maintaining my shape, because I've worked really hard over the summer to have a consistent schedule in the gym, and you know, just to get back, you know, feeling good about myself and all of these things. So I definitely want to keep that up. My goal is to finish nursing school looking the sexiest that I've ever felt, looking the best that I've ever been, feeling the best that I've ever been with a degree in hand. That is my goal, okay? So I need to work on that every semester. So I definitely need to start drinking more water and bringing healthier snacks. Number 6, investing in apps and products that make life easier. I wish that I would have taken more advantage of like Instacart, like buying certain groceries and certain products and getting it delivered, just to help out my boyfriend as well, because he pretty much holds everything down while I'm completely occupied with school. So I just want to contribute more to my home in a way that I can actually sustain, in a way that isn't going to stress me out, because you can't just dip off and just leave your home to just like fall to the ground and just burn to the ground and be destroyed. Like, you still have to, you know, keep things up and not live like animals and, you know, contribute to your family still as well. So there's certain things that you can invest in to also contribute to your home without the added stress of trying to manage your time in doing it, because time management is a whole other thing, okay? Also, a product that I really wanted to invest in, that I will be investing in, and I will do a review on it, is Picmonic. Now, Picmonic is an app or service that some of the products that we bought for school are books, because they're enhanced Lippincott products. It comes with certain Picmonics in there, and what's cool about it is it's all visual. So let's say, like, you know, there's something here, something here, something here, or medication with its symptoms and adverse reactions to them, and you drag it to it, and you know, it's just something that you do repetitive, that you can see different things. Like they have like funny characters like princesses and frogs and all types of stuff that you start to actually remember in a funny little way, you know? So sometimes you got to bring things down to a silly way to where you can remember this stuff, because that's all that matters. It doesn't really matter how you remember it, just remember it, okay? Number 7, I wish I would have pushed even harder that last month, because I was literally like, that's why I'm so grateful that I went super hard and did really, really well at the beginning and the first half of the semester, because once that last month had hit, y'all, I was like, I don't even know how to explain the amount of tired that I was, okay? I was tired. You talk about running on autopilot. You talk about trying to work out, trying to study, trying to do it now, and now the homework done turned up. Now we got 3 extra tests. Now we got to take an extra HESI and all this extra stuff, like do skills checkoffs and, you know, do lab simulations and all this extra stuff. I'm like, bruh, like I can't do anymore. Here come another homework assignment. Here come a compliant requirement. Here come this, here come that. On top of regular life, on top of doing this and trying to sustain this amount of pace and this amount of work for 5 months straight, I was tired. I was tired, and I barely had any energy for school. Like I literally would choose, to read my Bible over reading a textbook. I was literally in my Bible more than I was my textbook that last month. Not even gonna lie, because I needed all the spiritual strength that I possibly could have to make it to the end. I'm not even gonna hold y'all, for real. So I just pray that I know how to sustain that a little bit better, to where I can actually have a little bit of energy to like really go hard on that second half. I think my big mistake, like I said, was going back to work. So number 8, on my free time and my slow weeks, you know, after you have an exam, things, they slow down temporarily. There is like a rhyme and a reason to how things are operated. Like, you know, homework is always due on a certain day at a certain time. Exams are always on a certain day at a certain time. You know, certain things are, it's a rhyme and a reason. It's not like, you know, you get into the groove of things. So after exams, things really start to slow down, to where you can like breathe for a second, maybe go get a pedicure for a second, maybe go get a drink for a second. And I wish that I would have put more back into the people that I love, and put more back into the people that were supporting me and calling me, which is pretty much my mom and my boyfriend. I wish that I had put more back into them, because they were just giving and giving and giving and giving, and I barely had anything to give back. You get what I'm saying? Because my time was so consumed, my energy was so consumed, my brain power was so consumed, that I barely had time to put back into them. So this semester I'm definitely going to make it a point to, you know, start putting on my coins and start planning a little bit better, to where I can say, hey, I bought you something really nice. I just wanted to say thank you so much for supporting me through nursing school. Or hey, let's go get lunch on me. You know, let's catch up so I can vent real quick and we can get things back going, and I can encourage you and you can encourage me. Or hit my friend up and be like, hey, you know, what's going on? Do you wanna, you know, grab a drink, go to the pool? Like, you know, just do little things like that. Because I do think that your social life aspect of nursing school is so important, because I would literally have to search YouTube videos on like how to stay motivated in nursing school, and there were so many videos like, you see everybody out there having fun, you see everybody out there at the concert, you see everybody out there at the pool, you see everybody just living their best life, you see everybody traveling, and here you are with homework day after day after day after day. after day, weekends included, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, okay? Just doing the most with homework. And it's not even that you're behind. It's not even that you're ahead. It's not even that you're present. There will always be homework. There will always be something to do. There will always be something to study. There will always be an exam coming up. There will always be a checkoff coming up. There will always be something coming up to where you have to be on your P's and Q's, okay? You need to know what you're doing, okay? And you can't do that by half-ass studying, by half-ass putting effort in. So it really does require all of you. So yes, don't forget to maintain, it's out here thundering, you guys. Don't forget to maintain a little part of your social life, as much as you can, okay? Because it's very limited. Number 9, I wish I would have listened to my lectures more, okay? Because I felt like when I first started, I was listening to the lectures, I'm like, okay, because we have our lectures in our Canvas. That's how we do reverse classroom. We don't go into class and listen to a lecture. We listen to the lecture before class, and then we go into class to get into detail about it and then to ask questions about it. So I would listen to lectures before class, and at this point I have so much other homework to do. I have so much to do that I'm just listening to this lecture as like a routine thing. I'm just like, okay, okay, let me speed this up. And then now all of a sudden he's like, I'm like, okay, great, I listened to that lecture. Now let's move on to the next thing, okay? Like, what? Like, Sade, like, you actually need to know what he's saying in this lecture. Like, don't get lazy with the lectures, okay? Now it was a lot of stuff that wasn't on the exam in the lecture, which sucks, that you have to kind of pinpoint and pick out, and that's why it gets very stressful, okay? You have all of this information, and it's up to you to decide what to really focus on. Should you focus on everything? But you don't have time to focus on everything, so now you just hoping and praying that you're studying the right thing, essentially. So I wish I would have listened to the lectures a little bit more, so that way by the time I got to class and we started to really get deep into things, I'm like, okay, I really understand this stuff. Now I'm doing the homework with it. Now I'm doing the Picmonics with it. Now I really understand the concept, which is the whole entire reasoning of nursing. Number 10, I wish I would have taken better notes. And I say this to say that I took notes, but I wish I would have taken better notes, more organized notes, more notes that actually had a direction and some rhyme or reason to it. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do it this semester, because the notes that I take in class, I need to be able to like take the notes fast, but also be able to listen at the same time, because sometimes it's hard to listen when you're like, okay, oh, okay, what was just said? Okay, let me think. Okay, excuse me, could you repeat that real quick? And then now you're trying to follow, like, it's just a lot, okay? So I'm really gonna try to figure out a plan on how to take better notes in class, because that's where a lot of the gems are dropped. That's where a lot of the hints of what's gonna be on the exam is dropped. Like, it's like, you guys really need to pay attention to this. You guys, you know, or they keep asking questions about it over and over and over again. So what is the medication for the heart? You know, like they do little hints like that. So I really need to start paying attention to what they're insinuating about what's gonna be on the exam. So that way I can have a more focused way of studying to really optimize my time that I have available. So that's what I have for you guys today. I really had a lot of fun with this video. Like, I'm really loving giving you guys nursing content, because honestly, even though I'm passionate about other things and all of that, nursing and the pursuit of being a nursing student has been such a big part of my life since the beginning of time, okay? So I'm very knowledgeable in the whole academic aspect of pre-nursing and nursing school, and I work with nurses on a day-to-day basis. I'm seeing patients on a day-to-day basis. So if there's any questions that you guys have for me, please feel free to ask it, because I will give you a video on it, and I will try to provide as much value and help that I possibly can. So I will see you guys later. You guys, I'm starting school in 5 freaking days, okay? Should I take you guys with me or get ready with me for preclinical? I don't know. Should I? I don't know. You let me know. I will see you guys later in my next video. Wish me luck. I'm scared, low-key. Okay, wish me luck. I'll see you guys later. Bye.
Sunlight that always stays, dinner by the waterway. It's that sweet life. Raise your cross. Made some dude crack a smile. He asked if I could stay a while.